Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Voice of Reason. Over the last little while, there's been a massive increase in attempted and successful shooting attacks, and since the government has been ignoring them, they're just becoming more and more brazen and are starting to take casualties, including the commander of a reconnaissance unit in the IDF who was killed last week in an incident of which a lot of details are still not clear, but what's certainly clear is if not for the lax open fire regulations, this officer would still be with us here today. I understand there's some complicating things about this operation where the opposing force wore IDF uniforms. However, this incident could have still been prevented. And later on down the line, we had an attack not too far from me, which has still been unsolved, where somebody drove by the yeshiva in Carmel and opened fire, injuring one of the students in the arm. The best, however, may be yet to come, as a report has come out that the Arabs of East Jerusalem are massively arming up and approaching Jewish stores on the right and left and asking for weapon accessories and tactical equipment. Something's in the air. We'll elaborate more a little later on what could be causing them to arm up, but none of this could be good for us. Another thing which we're seeing a very worrisome increase in is organized assaults, what they call Amami attacks, grassroots attacks, where one or two Muslims will approach a Jewish community or outpost with their sheep or a rake and start working the land, and when the Jews approach to escort them off of the premises, the other 30, 100, or 200 of them jump out of the bushes and attack them, usually backed up by a human shield consisting of Israeli and foreign anti-Semites who come to back them up in these attacks, which is why we are soon going to launch a mission to supply these guys, A, with the means to protect themselves, and B, with the means to document these assaults, especially when there's inappropriate involvement of the law. Speaking of which, lately the streets have been emptying out of hilltop hillbillies who are all flocking to Uman in the hopes that Rabbi Nachman will fulfill his promise to yank them out of Gehenna by their payas. Well, I have news for you. You don't need to go all the way to Uman to get your payas yanked. You can do that right here for much cheaper. Check out the next clip.
תעזוב לו את הפאה! תעזוב לו את הפאה! תעזוב לו את הפאה! אתה מצולם! אני רק אומר לך שאתה מצולם! אתה מצולם!
Unfortunately, in an era where the mighty Zionist forgets how to fight when they're up against their real enemies, but goes all out against bad payas man who is a threat to the only democracy in the Middle East, incidents like this are pretty common. The difference in this one is it was documented and publicized, which brought about a massive backlash.